In this video, we'll talk about a new convenience feature for developers, which is the ability to execute shell commands directly from the interactive window. So previously, if you wanted to execute a shell command, you'd have to open up a command window, and then you could go into the command window and type in, for example, dir. But now I can just go directly into the interactive window and I type a $, and then you can see autocomplete comes up and shows me all of the shell commands that Alpha Anywhere recognizes. Now the list of these commands here is controlled by a configuration file that you can edit and update yourself. So let's go here and type in, say, dir, and then you can see I get autocomplete for the dir command, and I'll go say C:(A5V12, which is where I have my Alpha Anywhere installation, and then go and press enter, and you can see the shell command there has displayed the directory of all the files for me directly in the interactive window. So in addition to displaying the output from the shell command directly in the interactive window, we can also redirect it to a xbasic variable. So let's go here now and type in dir C:\A5V12 and then greater than, which is the redirect sign, to say file list. So now when I press enter, you can see that there's no output that has been echoed into the interactive window. But if I now go here and say show var file list, you can see now that basically there's my output that has been stored in this xbasic variable. So executing the shell command directly in the interactive window rather than having to go to a command window is very convenient. But there are other shell commands that actually are more useful than just simply typing in, say, dir. So let's go now and take a look at some of the other shell commands that would be very useful. So next we're going to take a look at the curl command. So when you're developing REST applications and you need to test out REST calls, typically you would use the curl command to test out your REST call. So Alpha Anywhere ships with curl, and now you can execute curl commands directly from the interactive window. So in this example, I'm going to execute a curl command that calls a public API. This is the World Cup API that returns data in a JSON format. But I don't have the API key necessary, so this API call is actually going to fail. But when I execute it here, you can see that I get my JSON response back from the API call, and you can see there's the JSON response that I got back. So when making this curl call here, I typed in curl options, silent and no buffer, and you can see here that again I can go, as soon as I type the dash, I start to get the autocomplete for the curl command. So dash dash and then silent, and then I also typed in dash dash no buffer over there, and you can see that the autocomplete gives me a lot of help about each parameter. And again, the autocomplete here is defined in an interactive window.json file that you can edit yourself. So let's just go ahead there and click that, and there we go. So there's our output directly from the curl command. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video, where we'll look at some of the other use cases for this interactive shell feature. So we're continuing our video now on using shell commands directly from the interactive window. So now I'm going to go here and just type in cmd, and that's going to open up in effect a command window directly in the interactive window here. So now I can go here and type cd say A5V, let's go here cd backslash, and now I'll go here and type in dir, and there's the directory of my root, and then I can hit Control Z to exit from the command window and go back into the regular interactive window over here. So in this case, basically we showed here how once you get into the command window, you can in effect execute an interactive session. So next, let's go and take a look at how you can pipe information into the command window. So let's clear the command window now, and what I'm going to do now is go here and type in, say, sort, and now I'll type in, say, Z B A F, and now in order to indicate to the shell command here that I've stopped entering new values, that I basically have, this is the end of my user input, I can go ahead now and hit Control Z, and now you can see there's the output BAFZ. So in this case, I typed the input directly into the command, but I can also pipe it in. So let's go here and make a variable. So I'll say dim colors as C, and then colors equals A5 dot color in num. This is just going to enumerate the built-in colors that Alpha Anywhere knows about. So show var colors, you can see looks like that. So now what I want to do is pass this in as a variable by piping it into the sort command. So I'm going to go here and say $sort, and then pass in. So this is the pipe command over here, less than, and we want to go here and input colors, and then we want to basically so when we press enter here, you can see that the shell command is still waiting now for more input. So I'm going to go there and hit Control Z, and there's now the sorted output that I get. Now I could also, of course, shell the response, pipe the response back to an XBasic variable, but if I did that, I would need to add in the Control Z onto the string over here. Otherwise there'd be no way of telling the shell command that we had finished typing in values. So let's now take a look at a more unusual use case where we can go now and invoke the Node.js command processor. So I'm going to go here and type in node, and now you can see that we now have a node prompt over here. So I can now start typing in JavaScript. So let's go here now and type in, say, something like console. Oh, actually I think I can just type in, say, 1 + 2, and there's my answer over there. So there's my JavaScript response. Let's go here and type hello to uppercase, and you can see there we have hello over there. And now basically to exit from this node process over here, I can just hit Control Z, and that's going to get me out of node and back to the interactive window. So I could also go here and type in, say, node, and then execute a Node.js file as well. So there's a lot of very useful time-saving features for developers in this interactive shell from the Alpha Anywhere interactive window. Thanks very much for watching.